Summer is here. Pools, bikinis, super soakers, and the ice cream truck. And if you're like me, you're looking for some summer spooks to help cool you down. I've got you covered with 20, that's right, 20 spooky movies to relax with on a hot night. So grab your Kool-Aid and sunglasses, and let's talk movies.
Someone wants to scare you to death.
Number 20. Sleepaway Camp from 1983. This is a no-brainer for this list. A campy slasher set at a summer camp with an infamous twist ending that, when reflected upon today, is a little conflicting, but still this movie holds up. And if you want something familiar but also out of the ordinary, I highly recommend this one. The kills are fun, and this is a movie I can watch without taking too seriously. And I think that's part of the joy of some of these 80s slashers. Number 19, Dead Calm from 1989. This is more of a thriller and features Billy Zane terrorizing a woman on a boat. Wait, not that boat. This was before he did that in Titanic, and also features Nicole Kidman and Sam Neill. And essentially, they play a couple who comes across a stranded Billy Zane in the ocean, who ends up stranding Sam Neill and holding Nicole Kidman's character hostage. It's definitely a weird ride. But if anything, I think it reminds me of the movie Red Eye from the 2000s, but on a boat. This is a movie my mom showed me, and she's responsible for a lot of my taste.
This river can kill you in 1,000 ways.
In the waters of the Anaconda.
Number 18, Anaconda from 1997. J-Lo and Ice Cube fighting a giant anaconda. What's not to love? Despite some questionable CGI, this movie holds up really well for me. I might just have a ton of nostalgia for it. I saw it at the drive-in when it came out. It's a perfect movie for that as well. The setting in this movie just feels murky and hot. It would actually be sick to watch on a boat or by a river or lake. And I've talked about this movie on the channel before. And again, I'm not afraid to admit that nostalgia plays a heavy role in my love for this film, but you guys will have to check it out again and let me know what you think.
Science couldn't explain it, but there it was, alive in the deep, deep waters of the Amazon.
Number 17, Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954. This legendary movie had to make the list. The Gillman's first appearance is nothing short of a work of art, and it's perfect for summer nights. I really enjoy stepping out of the usual 80s to 2000s horror I usually watch. I wish I could say I grew up watching the Universal monster movies, but it was definitely something I came into when I was in my 20s. The film is in black and white, and it was filmed for a 3D release. If you have the means and your eyes can take it, I highly recommend finding that 3D version and watching it with the classic blue and red 3D. Number 16, Disturbia from 2007. So it's essentially a teen remake of Rear Window, right? But this one I revisit every summer. I just think it's a fun movie. It has everything you'd want in a spooky summer film, and it's great for lazing around the house in the afternoon, having a few snacks. At some point, I'm going to have to do a video just about this movie in general, because I feel like people have extremely mixed opinions on it. But I worked at the movie theater when it came out. I was like 16, and it really just perfectly captures that moment in time for me.
Jason is back. He moves like a shadow.
Number 15, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. So I find myself obliged to put at least one Friday the 13th movie on this list. And this one fits the bill perfectly. This is the movie I show to people who have never seen a Friday the 13th movie to get them into them. And by the way, you could easily replace this with any film from the franchise, right? So if this one isn't your bag, just pick another. But what would this list be without one of these movies on it? For me, I find this one has the most to offer people who haven't seen every one of the movies religiously.
You have unleashed the creature that we have feared for more than 3,000 years. Is the bringer of death. He will never stop.
Number 14, The Mummy from 1999. Brendan Fraser. I saw this movie at the perfect time. Just like Anaconda, I saw this at the drive-in theater. And this movie isn't pure horror. It blends genres a bit, but it's one of my favorite remakes of all time. The movie looks warm, and I can't watch this movie and not have a good time. I feel like I could go on and on about this movie, to be honest. And The Mummy Returns isn't bad either. Of course, it does have some of the worst CGI of all time, but hey, the first one holds up really, really well.
Sharks never show any loss of brain activity as they age.
We're this close to the reactivation of human brain cells.
Number 13, Deep Blue Sea from 1999. LL Cool J fucking up some sharks. This movie just rules. The Sea Lab setting is fantastic, and I'll go on record here that this is the second best shark movie of all time. Nothing has come close for me. It's a 90s blockbuster filled with action and blood. It's borderline a slasher movie, and I can't get enough of the soundtrack either. I went out of my way to get a CD copy of LL Cool J's Deepest Bluest, because it's that important, and it's not available on streaming services.
That's how they get you. They're under the ground.
Number 12, Tremors from 1990. Kevin Bacon versus prehistoric dinosaur worms. I'm sold. Since I seem to be playing a lot on nostalgia this video, let me tell you about the first time I watched this movie. I must have been in 4th or 5th grade. It's about to come on TV, and I sit down with my mom, who is shocked I haven't seen it yet. We get pizza, and I get a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut, and watch one of the most formative movies of my childhood years. I've been in love with this first movie ever since. And yeah, there's a lot of sequels and stuff, but they don't come close to this one. It's a masterpiece of 90s monster mayhem.
Candy cane.
We saw what you did to that guy, you pathetic, lonely freak show.
Number 11, Joyride from 2001. Paul Walker driving around. Hey, stay focused, not that movie. This one features Steve Zahn and Buffalo Bill himself, Ted Levine, who may or may not appear on this list more than once. And I've done a video about this one's 3 alternate endings, but man, it's just another huge sign of the times. And it's like watching Jeepers Creepers, but without the monster or creepy-ass director. I highly recommend watching this on vacation and staying at a shitty-ass motel.
Are you alright?
No.
Number 10, X from 2022. This one is steamy and bloody. It should come as no surprise to anyone that this movie is on the list. And really, you could watch the entire franchise. It has that vibe. But this one in particular feels like it was made 20 years earlier than it was. Spiritually, it feels a lot like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, but with a fuck ton more boobs. This was a turning point for modern horror for a lot of fans. And I think the positive opinions will hold up over time.
It's a human toe.
Is this the man who was killed?
He seemed taller.
Oh my God.
Number 9, Lake Placid from 1999. Betty White, am I right? This had to be on my list. It completes the late 90s giant water creature movie trilogy with Anaconda and Deep Blue Sea. This one is my personal favorite of the 3. It's ridiculous. It knows it's doing the Jaws thing, and just kind of teeters on parody and serious tone throughout. It makes for a fun adventure of trying to guess what type of movie you're watching. Am I supposed to be laughing this much? Because I am.
This is my kind of place.
But it's going to be one hell of a night.
Number 8, From Dusk Till Dawn from 1996. Absolute cinema. Who doesn't love this movie? I suppose people who haven't seen it. I think watching this for the first time for anyone is one of the best movie experiences you could ask for. I'm going to assume people watching this have seen it, and if you haven't, please do. The movie's unique in a way that's attempted to be replicated, and sometimes with successful results. But the strange, gruesome magic in this movie is kind of unmatched. Number 7, It from 1990. You could also put the newer one here if you wanted. I do like both, but I'm old, and as an old person, I tend to like old things. Like the original 1990 It miniseries. And sure, it's technically not a movie, but I don't care, close enough. The things captured in this movie depicting childhood in the early 60s feel so real and relatable, even to someone who grew up in the 90s and 2000s. The performances hold up for me. I think in regards to the scares still working so well, part of the reason that does work on me still is just because I'm reminiscent of how I felt when I watched it as a kid, or thought about the movie. I would get spooked just thinking about the scenes.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it scary?
Number 6, Midsummer, or Midsommar if you're, being fancy, from 2019. I just rewatched this one, and I gotta say, I like it more each time. I wasn't one of those people that saw this and, thought it was the best movie of all time or anything. But I liked it, and the more I revisit it, the more I enjoy it. And I'll make a point to say that you could easily throw in either Wicker Man movie here as well. And you'd sort of accomplish the same, vibe, but not the same, feelings. I still think this is superior to those.
I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
Number 5. The Evil Dead from 1981. Spending some time in a cabin anytime soon? We'll bring a book. But not the Necronomicon. The first Evil Dead, or any of them for that matter, are absolute classics, and I think the entire franchise is strong. This one I might argue you could watch in any season too. It doesn't particularly look warm, but the cabin vacation setting is just something that screams summer.
They're like people or something living in those hills.
Number 4. The Hills Have Eyes from 2006. Buckle up. If you're on vacation, or about to be, this could be a tale of caution. No, but seriously, this movie is demented and can be hard to watch, but goddamn if it isn't a great summer vacation horror movie. And one of the few cases where I personally think the remake is better than the original. This movie came out in my teen years, and I just remember the vibe of these horror movies coming out during the early 2000s and mid-2000s being just so gruesome and visceral. Saw and the Texas Chainsaw remake, it was a fun time.
A creature alive today has survived millions of years of evolution.
Number 3. Jaws 3D from 1975. Okay, so it's past the 4th of July, when I'd normally watch Jaws. And let's face it, we've all seen Jaws 1,000 times. But what about Jaws 3D? This one is my personal favorite of the sequels. It's a pretty fun watch, and although you can't take it as seriously as the original, it is kind of insane how SeaWorld let them have the movie take place there. I mean, and have a disaster, and that shit happen there. Also, Dennis Quaid is in it. It's a fun watch this summer.
Just as terrifying as being there.
Number 2. You guessed it, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. This had to go on the list. It's one of the best horror movies of all time, and it's a classic summer bloodbath. This one is still unnerving and scary to watch. And I remember as a kid, John Larroquette's voiceover at the beginning of the movie was all it took to get me shaking in my boots. Again, I think you could watch this or have a marathon of all the movies this summer. I like to do it in August because that's when the first movie takes place.
Get yourself a good sharp steak. Drive it right through his heart.
And the number 1 spot, The Lost Boys from 1987. In my opinion, the definitive spooky summer movie. This movie is hilarious and scary. And after all these years, it holds up so well. It's one of the most important movies to me and my taste in film. I've mentioned this before, but I've interviewed some of the cast at a convention panel in 2022, and it was very fulfilling to childhood me. This movie's setting is the bee's fucking knees, dude. It will make your summer. Get yourself some Chinese food, some root beer, and double thick Oreos, and sit down and watch this. Enjoy the summer, guys. Let me know what spooky movies you plan to watch this summer in the comments down below. Love to hear from you. Quick thank you to my channel members and Patreon subscribers. If you want more Ectoviolence, including exclusive videos and behind-the-scenes content, become a member by clicking the links in the description below.